Sadie, that was great. Man, I just love that song. I'm going to just pray again because I always love to start just with a prayer. So if you all just bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful day you've made. Thank you for allowing me to speak in front of this congregation of great students. And I just pray that you'll speak through me today, Lord, that it will not be me, but your will be spoken, Lord. And let's go. Amen. Let's get into it. Well, so if you don't know me, my name's Noah Childers. I go to Belton High School. I'm a senior over there. I play basketball, and I attend Miller Heights Baptist Church. My dad's the head pastor. If you look back there in the red, he's back there with the video camera. I'm blessed to have my family with me through all this. If you'll go ahead and turn to Daniel chapter 3, that's where we're going to be today. If you brought your Bible or on your phone or whatever works for you. But I'm going to kind of start out, and I'm going to kind of put us in the shoes of our kind of main characters in this story. So our main character is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So I want you to kind of imagine you're kind of around your age, and you're living in a city that's all kind of the same. The culture's the same. You're raised up in that culture. You all worship God, and you're all kind of more faithful. You're in this kind of culture, and then one day a huge nation comes in and destroys your entire city, kills your family, kills your friends, and takes you away to their country and forces you to kind of be a part of their culture and, serve their gods. They have 10, 20 gods. And just imagine how that would feel. I mean, you're a young, smart kid who's come from these things, and you're just tossed into this kind of huge country of thousands and thousands of people. I looked it up. There was about 300,000 people in Babylon at this time. So that's a whole lot of people. And this is a huge nation. They're not good people. And so these guys are forced to kind of just live here. So if y'all just kind of imagine how that would feel, I do not think that would be great, if I'm being completely honest with you. But just a tad bit of background, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, so they are still kind of young men in this area, and they've recently just gotten promoted. They've been standing out because of their faith and their knowledge. They're smart young men, and they've gotten promoted to a high place in the kingdom. So they're holding high standards, okay? And so what happened was the king there, his name is Nebuchadnezzar, he set up this golden image that was, they said it was 60 cubits high. So I can't even imagine, like, if you're looking up at kind of that pole, that's kind of what we're thinking. It's made of gold, and it's huge, right? Okay? So everyone in the whole land can pretty much see this. He puts it kind of in the middle, and he makes it's an idol, but statue. And he's like, when I play all this music, all of y'all, when y'all see it, y'all got to bow down as soon as y'all hear it. If you don't, I'm going to cast you into a fiery furnace, okay? So the whole land has to. So he goes out there, he plays the music, everyone bows down. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they don't bow down, okay? They stand up, okay? So that's kind of where we're going to pick up right here in Daniel chapter 3, verse 8. So I'm going to read this for us. Therefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came forward and maliciously accused the Jews, who are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They declared to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. You, O king, have made a decree that every man who hears the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music that fall down and worship the golden image. And whoever does not fall down and worship the image shall be cast into the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have appointed over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have paid no attention to you. They do not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in furious rage, commanded that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought to him, so that they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said to them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image that I have set up? Now if you are ready, when you hear the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music, to fall down and worship the image that I have made, well and good. But if you do not worship, you shall be immediately cast into the burning fiery furnace. And who is the God that will deliver you out of my hands? That's bold if you ask me. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury, and the expression of his face was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times more than it was usually heated. And he ordered some of the mighty men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their cloaks, their tunics, their hats, their garments, and they were thrown into the burning fiery furnace. Because the king's order was urgent, the furnace was overheated so much that the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell bound into the burning fiery furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men into the fire?" They answered and said to him, "True, O king." He answered and said, "But I see 4 men unbound walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the 4th is like the son of the gods." Then Nebuchadnezzar came to the door of the burning fire furnace. He declared, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out and come here." Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire. And the satraps, the prefects, the governors, and the king's counselors gathered together, kind of all of his counselors and people he listens to, and saw that the fire had not had any power over the bodies of these men. The hair of their heads were not singed, their cloaks were not harmed, and no smell of fire had come upon them. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him, and set aside the king's command and yielded up their bodies, rather than serve and worship any god except their own God. Therefore I make a decree, any people, nation, or language that speaks anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be torn limb from limb, and their houses laid in ruin. There is no God who is able to rescue in this way." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. Well, what a story, if you ask me. I don't know how to raise this thing up. Oh, wow. My bad. Oh, well. It'll work. So we pick up in Babylon, and the three friends, as we would say, somebody ratted them out. Somebody told on them, right? That they didn't worship it. No one, I guess, saw at the beginning, but I don't know. These guys might have a grudge against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or they just might want to look good in front of the king, But for some reason, they tell on them, They're like, they didn't bow down. They go to the king. They're like, he didn't bow down. And so Nebuchadnezzar's like, "Oh, I don't know about that. Like, well, let's give him another chance." Like, because he's fond of them, right? He likes Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They're high in the province of Babylon. And so he's like, "Well, let's give him another chance." He says, we'll play all the music again, and we'll do all the things, and then y'all can bow down, and it's no big deal. These guys are lying, I bet so. But what stands out to me is verse 16. We look, and it says, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, 'O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image you have set up.'" They straight up just say, don't even try it. Don't even do it again, because we're not going to bow down no matter what. Like, no matter what. What stands out to me here is the brotherhood, man. I mean, them 3, they stand up, all 3 of them together, and they're like, they just go straight up to the king. Back in the old day, you stand up to the king like that, you're just going to get killed as soon as you do something like that. You don't stand up to the king like that, right? And they just straight up, all 3 of them said, don't even try it. We're not gonna bow down no matter what. I mean, the brotherhood is there. That it really shows you have to have steadfast friends in your life, steadfast Christian friends in your life, because you're not gonna be able to stand up when something's being blasphemed or something's not being told true. You're not gonna be able to stand up by yourself, most likely. It's hard to stand up by yourself. But when you have people around you that stand up with you, it's so much easier and it's so much more helpful. Like, that's how you're gonna get through things. That's how they get through this. They all 3 together go up in front of him, say, "No, we're not gonna do this." The other thing I want to point out about that is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they have their minds on heaven. They don't have their minds set, "Oh, we're scared, we're going to get killed, we're going to get killed in the burning fiery furnace." Nah, they say, "If this be so, our God whom we serve is able. But if not, be it known to you, O king, we will still not serve the gods you have set up." Even if he kills them, they say, even if we die, we're still not going to serve. They have their minds set on heaven, not on earth. They have their minds set on earth. They're going to be scared of death. They're going to be scared that, oh, we're going to die and we're not going to do anything. But they have their minds, because it's a win-win situation for them. If they die, then they're going to heaven. They're going to see the Lord. But if they live, God's glory is shown right there. So they know God can save them. They say it. We know our God can save us, but they don't care if they die, because they know they're going to go see the Lord. To have your mind on heaven is something that is essential for you. And we keep going. They get cast into the fiery furnace. First of all, I want to heat up. Nebuchadnezzar heats this furnace 7 times the amount it was. I mean, we can't even imagine how much heat. It's so hot that it kills the guys that throw them in. These are men of valor. These are like high standing, I would think like a general almost, like men of valor. He ties them up in their clothes. They throw them in, and those guys die that they threw them in. Like, that's insane how hot that fire is. Like, this is so awesome that God was able to do this. This fire is so hot, okay? They get thrown into the fire. Nebuchadnezzar kind of walks away for a little bit. He looks in. He sees 4 guys walking around in the fire. He goes to his counselors and he's like, what? Like, didn't we cast these guys in the fire? What are they doing walking around? You know? Like, he sees 4 guys and he's like, what? Like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? He asked them. They're like, yeah, we threw them in. We saw it happen. Like, what? Like, I don't know what to tell you, king. Like, they have no answers. These are all his prefects, his counselors, his knowledgeable people. They have no idea what's going on, right? And Nebuchadnezzar says the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods. Now, we don't exactly know who this 4th man is in the fire. A lot of people think it's an angel, which, I mean, I'm probably is an angel. We don't really know. But some people think it's a kind of a pre-incarnation of Jesus because Jesus hadn't come yet. But it doesn't really matter who it is. All we know is that person was sent by God. And God was with them in that fire. And that whoever it was, he was with them. They pull them out of the fire. They come out of the fire, and all the governors and all the counselors, they kind of, look at him. They're like, well, what's going on? Like, surely like they're at least kind of burned a little bit or something like that. But no, we count out these 3 things. They gathered together and saw that the fire had no power over the bodies of those men. The hair of their head was not singed. Their cloaks were not harmed, and no smell of fire had come upon them. How insane is that? Yeah, you ever been to a little campfire or something, and you're kind of sitting around, you're chilling, you go back inside, and it smells so bad. You smell like smoke just because you're standing there, right? But they're in a huge fiery furnace. I guarantee there's smoke all around this place, right? I mean, everybody in the area smells like smoke. They don't even smell like smoke. Like, how crazy is that? Not even their garments are burned. Not even their hair is singed. Like, this is what our God does. It is just crazy, man. I just, every time I read this story, I'm just grasped by it. Like, how? Like, this is crazy. Our God is so awesome. And we pick up Nebuchadnezzar. He just switches sides real fast. You'll see. He's just like, man, like, everybody's got to worship that God now. But Nebuchadnezzar gets it wrong. Nebuchadnezzar starts praising Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego for their faith. Nebuchadnezzar, he just goes, he's like, okay, now everybody has to worship that God. If you don't worship that God, I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to tear you limb from limb. He goes at it the wrong way. There's no mention after this of Nebuchadnezzar knocking down his idol. Nebuchadnezzar didn't knock down his idol. What should have happened right then is when he saw it, he should have repented of his sins, and he should have knocked down that idol right there. He should have burned it. He should have chopped it up. He should have done something so that it's not there. But he left it up. We are all leaving up idols in our life a lot of times instead of asking God to help us take those idols down. We're all having a good time in our life, whatever, but that idol's still there. We didn't knock it down. We can't knock it down ourselves, but we can ask God to help us daily to fight that idol, to take it down, because when we leave it up, it's going to keep coming back in our lives. Every single time, it's going to keep coming back. But we have to get rid of it as a whole. We have to help. We have to pray daily. We have to be in the Word. We have to ask God to help us take that idol down. Now, I have 3 points on the fire that I'm going to end with. The fire is a metaphor for our suffering, in a way. First, to hit on it, suffering is inevitable. Everyone's going to suffer. Everyone is going to suffer. You might have already suffered. You might be suffering right now, but everyone will suffer. We know this. I'm going to read Romans 5:3-4 for us real quick in a second. But we all know we're going to suffer. And it's a hard truth. It really is. It's a hard truth. But I'm going to read Romans 5:3-4 to help us out real quick. It says, not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. Now, that does sound kind of crazy. Rejoice in your sufferings, right? But as Christians, we are called to do that. Because we know when we suffer, that creates endurance in us. That creates hope that God is working through us in that suffering. And when we just keep our minds on the Lord in our suffering, and we're having a good attitude about it, I know it's hard, that helps other people be like, hey, I want to feel that when I'm suffering. I want to be happy because I still trust the Lord in this thing. I want to have a good community around me that's going to help me in these things. And that's what happens when you trust in the Lord in your suffering, even though it is hard. That's the first point. Suffering is inevitable. Secondly, God is with us in the fire. Yes. There's 4 men in the fire, right? God's with us in the fire. He's with us in our suffering. We might not see it right now, but when you look back, you're always going to see him working. He was always working. He was using that opportunity to grow you, but he's always with us. We know it to be true. He's in this fire with us. He's right in the fire. And lastly, why should we believe, why should we trust that God will be with us in the fire? Even though we know it to be true here, we know it to be true in the Bible, is because Jesus was thrown into the ultimate furnace for us on the cross. He was thrown into the ultimate furnace. His furnace was not 7 times. It was billions and billions of times hotter. It was God's wrath poured out on him. And he took it for us. That is why we should trust the Lord. What a great God we serve. Lastly, the application here is, what should our reaction be to this? What should we kind of react to this? What should we, that Jesus did this for us? He's with us. Because Jesus did this for us, we should be spreading that joy that we have from him everywhere with our minds set on heaven as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have here. My favorite, y'all probably heard me say it before. I've said it in a Bible study before. My favorite saying is, someone's eternity is more important than your comfort zone. And that's like my favorite saying. It resonates with me every time. Because a lot of times when we think about other people, like reaching other people, we're like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. You know, I can just not talk to that person. Someone says something that's not true. It's not that big of a deal. But when we have our minds set on heaven, set on their eternity, that their eternity is at stake here, I think it makes us change in our heart. Be like, wait, like this is a big deal. I got to go tell this person about Jesus. I gotta go talk to them about them saying these wrong things. I gotta go help them out, you know? Because their eternity is at stake here, right? Not just you're standing among your friends or I want to be cool or whatever. Their eternity is at stake here. Your eternity is at stake here. That has to resonate, because if you're not thinking that way, you're just living for the world and you're trying to be popular, you're trying to be cool. You're not trying to spread the word like the Lord called us. This, what Jesus has done for us, that he's with us, this should make us overjoyed to be out spreading the word all the time. Because our minds are supposed to be on heaven, not on earth. Earth is a short time. Heaven's forever. Well, that's all I got for y'all. So I appreciate y'all sitting in. I'm going to pray us, and then our awesome worship team's going to come up and sing a few more songs. So if you'll bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. It's a beautiful day. And I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to just speak. And I want to thank you for helping me prepare this and just speaking through me, Lord. It's none me. It's all you. And I just want to pray for each and every one of these students here. I pray that they will have fun worshiping you in this next songs, and I pray that they will have a good group study. I think that they would answer the questions, that they would not be shy, that they would trust the people that they're talking to, that they would just have their minds set on you, Lord. And I want to pray all these things in your name. Amen.